Senator Cardin. Just following up on that line of questioning, Mr. Moore, the announcement yesterday was a really good start. I had a constructive conversation with several Pacific Island nation ambassadors about a month ago here in the Senate, and there were two issues that were flagged for me where they thought our presence could be very useful and probably wouldn't cost that much money or be an expenditure of an unusual amount of political capital. That's obviously IUU and telehealth. We've seen such an extraordinary expansion of telehealth in the United States over the last 8 or so years, particularly during the pandemic, but even preceding that. They're very, very interested in what we can do in that space. I don't need you to be an expert right now on telehealth, but I'd love your commitment to flesh out these two issues. IUU is pretty well articulated. We know what we need to do. We just need to be present there. I think there are opportunities in terms of utilizing technology, drones in particular, to be more present in the region to stop pirate fishing. But on the telehealth side, people's eyes lit up when we started to talk about the opportunities there. I'd like you to comment on that.
Thank you very much, Senator. I agree two of the issues that we need to be dealing with are global health issues in the region and maritime security. And if confirmed, I very much look forward to working with colleagues in Indo-Pacific Command with the U.S. Coast Guard. We already have shipwrighter agreements with all 5 of these nations that help them police and sustain their own resources. Would love to see if there's more we can do in that area. And I certainly think during the COVID pandemic, we've all seen an increase of telemedicine so that people, even in remote areas, could access healthcare. So thank you very much for raising that, sir. Our health cooperation is a very important part of our cooperation in these nations, and I'd be very interested to continue that discussion if confirmed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Just 2 comments, one on IUU. There's a tendency to think that the only way to be present is to be underway. I just really want us to use technology to be present and not have to sort of multiply the number of Coast Guard vessels and Navy vessels, because at some point that becomes impractical from a financial standpoint. The other thing is, yes, everybody needs broadband, and we should try to be of assistance there, but not all telehealth requires a high-speed internet connection, and we need to explore those opportunities even as we try to help people get better broadband connection. Mr. Abraham, what opportunities do you see for the United States to engage ASEAN on environmental issues, including combating deforestation and managing water systems such as the Mekong?
Senator, thank you for the question. As you know, the nations of Southeast Asia are on the front lines of the impacts of climate change and issues surrounding sustainability. I mentioned the Young Southeast Asian Leaders Program in my opening testimony. One of the things that I know we hear from young leaders in the region is their deep-seated conviction that we need to act on issues of climate change together. That is, if confirmed, that would certainly be an area of focus in my engagement with ASEAN. It was a part of, it has been a part of this administration's engagement of ASEAN, including through the special U.S.-ASEAN summits. And I'd look to work closely with you and with partners in the region and with Congress on where further opportunities lay.
Thank you. And before moving on to Senator Van Hollen for his questions, just want to point out on the deforestation side, you know, we have the Lacey Act, and we all know that illegally deforested products are impermissible from an import standpoint in the United States. But the truth is that most of the illegal deforestation is commodity-driven, and so we're going to need to deal with that question, which is to say a lot of clear-cutting happens for the purpose of growing commodities that we then import, and that is not covered by the Lacey Act. So we need to do something on the statutory side, but there's also a fair amount of room to maneuver at ASEAN and through USTR. So thank you all for your testimony, your willingness to serve. Senator Van Hollen.